Hey, it's Dorleen. Welcome to my channel and welcome to my creative life. Well, I'm back in the scrap room creating a two-page scrapbook layout. Now, this is my March month in review, and I'm actually calling it March Events. I have lots and lots of photos. I decided to do it or add these two pictures here of my daughter and I when we're in San Francisco as part of the month in review, because even though they're technically going to be on that same page, I wanted it to be part of the entire month versus its own singular layout, if that makes any sense. So what I did is I put some pictures down of what we took when we were in San Francisco over there on the left, and this is the right side. I end up putting 8 pictures on this side, so the total between the two are 12 photos on a 2-page spread. Now you're going to see me just kind of fussing around, moving things here and there, because I didn't want a big gap in the middle like I did have it at once. So I like the way that looks. So I'm really happy with that. So I'm going to put it aside just for a minute because I'm going to go ahead and decide what papers I want for the background of the layout. So this is March. Even though it's March, I'm using this summertime kit because I really like the blues here because it emulates water, or in my opinion, those look like splashes or drops, and then the other one look like waves. Now I know the only pictures that really have water are these ones here when we're in San Francisco, but I think the colors really matched well with both sides, especially with that blue background. So I cut this one here that looks like splashes in half, so they're 6 inches, so they're 6 by 12, and then this one I cut it in 3 inches by 12, so they're 3 by 12, and in a sense I'm making like an L, which you can see here. And then I grab one more pattern paper, which is this yellow plaid, which is so cute, and I cut those down to 1.5 inches, and so they'll be added to portrait or vertically next to the splash paper. So look at that, really pretty. And I think with adding the 3 pattern papers really helped me, because you'll see towards the end that I really add a very little embellishments other than this. But I'm using my T-square ruler to put the photos down. Now, I don't know if it's the paper because how it's wiggly, but there is no way these photos are on here straight. But it just cracks me up because, like I've said it many times, whether I'm using my ruler or not, nothing is ever straight, and it does not bother me. I am not a perfectionist. As a matter of fact, if you are a perfectionist, you probably rarely get things done, and I try to get as much done as possible. So I'm here creating this scrapbook layout. I'm actually at my friend's house. She had a crop over the weekend, and we had 6 of us, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of us, all in her living room area, and it was so nice. So shout out to my friend Nancy. She is always the best hostess, and we always have the best time, and I always get a lot done. So here I'm just putting it on super warp speed, so you don't have to see me add adhesive in real time to all of these pictures. There's another example, that picture of my granddaughter with the balloons on her head. You'll see it in a minute. There's no way that thing is straight on that page. It just makes me laugh, but whatever, I'll get over it. So this is basically the 2-page spread. And now I just need to put a little bit of journaling, and then I do need to create a title. So I went to my Cricut, and I just kind of typed the word in March, and I found that one there that I really liked. And then I just used font, and I wish I remember which one. But if you do need to know, just leave me a comment and I'll let you know what font I use for events. Normally I just put month in review, but for whatever reason, I like the word events this month. So I'm going to put the March up on top and then the events in the bottom. I thought about moving it up in the middle, but then I decided I really wanted that spot to be my journaling spot. And when I say journaling, I'm really doing more like a bullet journaling, because you'll see in a minute what I do to the other side. And another thing that's so funny is you see how I have the March and I'm thinking I'm buttoning it up to the photo. Yeah, I'm like a slither away from the photo. Apparently I must have been tired because we were cropping morning through, not late night, but pretty much all day. So you can see there, I'm going to remove it, but then it's so stuck on there. So it is what it is, folks. Like I said, I'm not a perfectionist, so I'm okay with it. But I went ahead and grabbed another piece of blue cardstock because I'm going to matte that white just to give it a little bit more color, and it all coordinates so it's not overly saturated with random colors. And I really liked how this calming this 2-page spread is, because I think if I would have really loaded it up with embellishments with all those photos and then the 3 pattern papers, it would have just been too much. It would have been too much. So I like that my title, the March events, is in white. So again, kind of gives your eyes some resting time. And then the simplicity of the journaling. And you'll see in a minute once I put this journaling spot down, I'm going to use a scrap of that same light blue, and I'm just going to create small, I think they're like about a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch squares, and I'm going to number the photos on the other side. And then when I put my journaling, I'm going to number them there, but you'll see that in a minute. It's really simple. Like I said, I'm just going to cut little squares, use a black pen to number the photos, and then I'm going to use that same black pen to put an outline around each of the boxes just to give it a little bit of something. Again, tiny, tiny additions, but not overwhelming. Now, this was March, and so the top 2 photos, even though the middle one I didn't put a number because they're the same event, that was a Rock Your Socks, and it's for the Down Syndrome Awareness Day, which is 3/21. Oh my gosh, what is that called? Shamrock Shake. Always got to get one in March. And then the baseball is actually my son, who's the coach over there in that very top right-hand corner. My daughter and I at the expo in March. My nephew wearing white for his cousin. And then the one where there's a gathering or a bunch of guys, that's my husband and a bunch of his high school friends and friends that he still has today. One of them passed away, and they did the high school that he graduated from had a whole dedication for him, which was really cool. And then, of course, my granddaughter just over there on the side being silly with a bunch of balloons on her head, had to take a picture. And that's a type of picture, in my opinion, that's perfect for these month-end reviews, because sure, I could have scrapbooked it, but it was one picture. I don't do a lot of one photo scrapbooking. I do, but I don't do them a lot. And this was just a random day where she was being silly, but I did want to include it because it's cute and it's fun, and we're going to look at it later. So I like these month-end review spreads for these type of photos where, sure, I could have done layouts for them, but, my scrapbooks are thick enough as it is. So I did a little bit of journaling here. I skipped number 6 because I wasn't 100% sure how to spell the classmate of my husband's last name, and I didn't want to write it and it be incorrect. But anyhow, so this is basically it. I hope you like it, and if you do, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber. I do post 2 videos a week. One is always scrapbooking. The other is whatever I'm doing in the command center, which is the name of my craft room and also my blog. All the links you need to know about are going to be in the information box below. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your day. Bye.